Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to cover the remaining topics which I explained in my previous video, unit 2. So in my previous video, I explained till the this thing glossary. Let's continue from next. So, taxonomy is a science that deals with the naming, describing, and classification of the living organisms, including the plants also. So, it will be classifying about some substance, which is in the science will be having the living organisms, where we'll be classifying the living organisms and including the plants also. So, the taxonomy related to that, like, will be describing like in the form of a tree, hierarchical tree, and the classification will be based on the behavior of that particular substance or the genetics or the biochemical variation. So the classification may be in the form of this thing. So classification అనేది ఈ form లో జరుగుతుంది. వాళ్ళ యొక్క behavior ని పెట్టుకొనైనా వాళ్ళు క్లాసిఫై చేస్తారు. సో ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకున్న ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏదైనా ఒక సబ్స్టెన్స్ ఉందనుకో, దాని యొక్క క్లాసిఫికేషన్ని మనం డిస్క్రైబ్ చేస్తాం. సో మీకు ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇక్కడ చూపిస్తాను, సో దట్ మీకు ఇంకా క్లియర్గా అర్థమవుతుంది ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నుంచి. సో యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నో మీరు ఏం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలంటే, సో ఒక సబ్స్టెన్స్ ఉందనుకో, ఆ సబ్స్టెన్స్ యొక్క క్లాసిఫికేషన్ విల్ బి క్లాసిఫైయింగ్ దట్ సబ్స్టెన్స్. ఓకేనా? ద క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ఆర్ ద క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ characterization or identification is this whole process అంటే ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ని ఒక సబ్స్టెన్స్ని దాన్ని క్లాసిఫై చేయడము, దాంట్లో ఉన్న క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ని ఐడెంటిఫై చేయడము. సో ఇవన్నిటిని మనం టాక్సానమీలో చూస్తాం అన్నమాట. ఓకేనా? సో ఇందులో హైరారికల్ ట్రీ అనేది హైరారికల్ ట్రీ ఫామ్ మనం స్ట్రక్చర్ చేస్తాం, విచ్ ఐ సెడ్ బిఫోర్ ఓన్లీ. సో హైరారికల్ ట్రీ అంటే ఏంటంటే ఈజ్ ఏ రిలేషన్షిప్. ఈజ్ ఏ రిలేషన్షిప్ మీన్స్ ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూద్దాం, లైక్ మోటార్ సైకిల్ ఈజ్ అ వెహికల్. సో మోటార్ సైకిల్ అనేది ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్, వెహికల్ అనేది ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్. సో ఆ రెండిటి యొక్క కాన్సెప్ట్ని మనం ఒక రిలేషన్షిప్ అనేది పెట్టి దాన్ని కంబైన్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో విచ్ ఇస్ దట్ కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద టూ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ విచ్ ఈజ్ ఏ రిలేషన్షిప్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ నోన్ as hierarchical tree. సో దట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ కెన్ బి సీన్ ఇన్ ద taxonomy. సో నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి ఫోక్సానమీ. సో ఫోక్సానమీ అంటే ఏంటో చూద్దాం. ఈ ఫోక్సానమీ ఈజ్ ద కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ lexicon, which I said in a previous video, and the taxonomy. So we'll be taking some features from this lexicon and the taxonomy, and we'll be using in this Folksonomy. And the main difference is this is not in the structured format, where this taxonomy will be representing the concepts and the relationship in the form of a structured manner, but in the Folksonomy will not represent in the structured manner. That is only the major difference. And this is known as the collaborative tagging, social classification, social indexing, social tagging, and involves a community of user collectivity creating. I think you understood about this keywords. Okay, let's go further. So next concept వచ్చేసి ఏంటంటే బైనరీ టైప్. సో వీ హ్యావ్ సమ్ బైనరీ టైప్. సో బైనరీ టైప్ అంటే ఏంటి? నార్మల్గా బైనరీ అంటే ఏంటి? సో విచ్ హ్యాస్ a 0 and 1. It may be true or false, but not the both. So what is the binary type means? Which describes the relation between the two entities, or it may be the two concepts. So రెండు కాన్సెప్ట్స్ మధ్యలో ఉన్న ఒక రిలేషన్ ఏంటి, which is it before in also in the taxonomy. So when I am explaining the example, so here bear and the mammal. So bear ki mammal kani ఏం relation ఉంది? So bear is a mammal, so is a relationship. Yes or no, this will be in the form of a hierarchical tree structure where the bear is a mammal, so is a relationship. So bear is one concept and mammal is one concept, so where we are interlinking this bear and mammal with the is a relationship. I think you understood. So even we have a FOL relationship, or we can say FOL representation, which is a bear mammal. So we'll be representing in this format. I'll explain this FOL relationship or FOL representation in the upcoming videos. But as of now, remember in this way. So normal representation in the binary type, we can say the bear is a mammal. But in the first order logic representation is a bear mammal. So in this way, we'll be representing. So in this we have three concepts mainly which we have to remember in this binary type, which is parts, property, and the value. So what is meant by parts and what is meant by property and the value? Let's see with an example very clearly. Let's take an example like this bear only. So the bear will be having the eyes, ears, legs, and these are what? These are the parts of the bear. And we have even the properties like eating or color, So this all things are the properties which bear have, and the value is nothing but the ప్రాపర్టీ యొక్క వాల్యూని మనం వాల్యూ అని డిఫైన్ చేస్తాం. లైక్ ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఒక కలర్ అనే అనుకుందాం. కలర్ అనేది ఏమంటాము? బ్లాక్. బ్లాక్ అనేది ఏంటి? వాల్యూ. కలర్ అనేది ఏంటి? ప్రాపర్టీ. సో ఇన్ దట్ వే విల్ బి డిస్క్రైబింగ్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ క్యారెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ వన్ సబ్స్టెన్స్ ఆర్ ద వన్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్. అంటే ఒక బేర్ అనే ఒక సబ్స్టెన్స్ కి వీఆర్ డిస్క్రైబింగ్ డిఫరెంట్ ఫార్మ్స్, వీఆర్ క్లాసిఫైయింగ్ టు డిఫరెంట్ ఫార్మ్స్. This concept is known as ontology. And we can even say this ontology is a shared meaning, and which will be sharing the meaning. So it will be passing the information from one place to other place, or from one person to other person. Like it can be from two ways, like computer to computer, and computer to the people. So they will be communicating with the computer, or the computer to the people. So like which I explained, like we will be encoding our human understandable language to the computation system, so that computation system also should work like a human. So in the similarly, computer to computer also, from one computer to one computer, they will be communicating. So they will be sharing the message or meaning. So this is known as the ontology. Let's take an example to understand more clearly about this concept. Let's consider the person. The person can be the parent or the child or the sibling. So let's consider the person or son. Son will be acting as a son in the home, and student, he will be acting before the teachers or the faculty in the school, and as a friend between the friends. So and the brothers, and in the before brothers and sisters, he will be acting like a sibling. So according to the situation he will be perform. అంటే according to the situation then ఏ విధంగా ఉండాలో అలా మౌల్ అవుతాడు. సో సన్ కి ఉన్న మీనింగ్ అనేది డిఫరెంట్ ఉంటుంది, అండ్ ఒక స్టూడెంట్ కి ఉన్న క్వాలిటీస్ అనేది డిఫరెంట్ ఉంటుంది, సిబ్లింగ్ కి ఉన్న క్వాలిటీస్ డిఫరెంట్ ఉంటుంది, యాజ్ అ ఫ్రెండ్ డిఫరెంట్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఇన్ ద డిఫరెంట్ ఏరియాస్ it will be using in the differently. So everything is different. We have to not intercommunicate or interlink within both the concepts. So according to the situation he will be performing the task. And similarly a person can be, he is a parent, or he is a child, or is a sibling. And in the parents we can again subclassify into the father and the mother. Father is also the parent, or mother is also the parent, and the father and mother is the parent of the child. Okay, we have a, the child's also divided into two types, like son and daughter. Son is also the child, and the daughter is also the child. So in this way we can describe. And sibling also can be have brothers and the sisters. So we can classify into many forms. With one substance or with one concept we can classify into many forms. So this is known as the ontology, which will be providing the classification of the entities or the concept. How this is the, it is in the form of a hierarchical structure, like a hierarchical tree of the particular domain. So it is in the hierarchical structure, remember. And it will be having some like properties of the particular domain, or their interrelation between the things, like father, mother, and the child. So there will be having some interrelation between them, and will be having some properties of that concept also. So we'll be describing, we will be classifying, will identify and classify the particular substance. Okay, I think you understood by this diagram more clearly. Even we have some types with this diagram, we will be understanding more clearly. So this is the diagram, look at here. So it is in the form of a triangular shape. So the base one is the application ontology. So in this application ontology, all the applications related to ontology will be over here in the lower level. And next is subdomain ontologies. So subdomain ontology is nothing but which performs some specific tasks. So domain is nothing but the task or the concept, so which related to that concepts or sub concepts which are there, that will be over here. And the next layer is same, that concept specific reference ontology. Next is domain independent reference ontology, and foundational ontology is the topmost one. So wait, this thing is known as the upper level, or we can say the top level, or fundamental, or we can say foundational ontology. So we have different names, and this is the top level, and in the between which is there, that is the intermediate level, or we can say the general ontology. So which is intermediate between the upper and the lower. So we will say that as a general ontology. and the bottom one is application ontology and the domain ontology, simply to say. And by this the knowledge will be increases and will be reusing the importance. So what is this same level ontology, where they will be using this ontology in the same level? See, look at here, this thing. So they are using the same ontology in the particular own level, so that is known as the same level ontology reuse. They will be reusing this thing. So from this lower level to it reaches to the upper level. So this is known as the types, and by using this diagrammatical representation you can understand more clearly. And one more the important concept is, which is space and the time. So what is the space and time? So the space is nothing but which related to the space like spectacle, and the time is nothing but temporal. So the spectacle is nothing but which related to some relation between the two concepts or the location where it is stored. Like example we can say like, so the example is like a part of relationship. So we'll be representing the part of to describe between the two concepts. So this temporal is nothing but the time, like a duration. So to complete particular task, how much time it requires, and its start time and the end time. So it's like an event or the activities we can see, or the process to perform according to the particular time. So the spectacle is like a process of discovering the patterns from the large spectral database. So we will be having the large databases. From this large databases we'll be discovering or extracting the interesting patterns. Okay, where in this spectral database the data will be in the form of a space, like a space related data will be stored in this space database. Like we can take the example of NASA, ISRO. So where we'll be using this spectral data, this spectral type of data. So we can use in the GPS in mobile phones, or the timers, or we can say in the sensors or the satellites. In this way we can use, where we can use like in the GPS or timer, on the sensors or the satellites in the mini. Or we can consider the value of the land. So the value of the land will be changes. So according to the situation, according to the trend which is happening, it will be changing its prices. So that thing, or the age of rock. So the age of the rock is also will be some olden rock will be there. So according to that situation, and the stones. So the age of the rock and stones will be very old. So we cannot even guess. So and predict the weather pattern. So predicting of this weather patterns can be true or false, అంటే అది కరెక్ట్ అయినా ఉండొచ్చు, రాంగ్ అయినా ఉండొచ్చు. సో విల్ బి ప్రిడిక్టింగ్ ఇట్ మే బి సన్నీ ఫర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ 2 days. సో ఇట్ మే రెయిన్. సో అట్లా మనం జస్ట్ ప్రిడిక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో ప్రిడిక్ట్ చేసింది ఇన్ సెన్స్ అది కరెక్టే అవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం ఏం లేదు. సో ఇట్ కెన్ బి రాంగ్ ఆల్సో. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ప్రొడక్షన్, జస్ట్ ఎస్టిమేటింగ్, సింప్లీ టు సే. So this is about the spectacle, which is nothing but which related to some space or like a map. So and this temporal, about this temporal you will be understanding more clearly in the next upcoming videos, which is in the unit 4. You can understand more clearly about this temporal. As of now, remember this example, which is preparing a or process of cooking the dinner. So what is the process of the cooking the dinner? So it would be having some sequence of steps where we have to follow. So we have to first cut the vegetables, and we have to uh, on the switch oil, and we have to fry the vegetables. So we'll be having some sequence of things where we can perform the particular task or the domain. So according to the particular time intervals. So that is known as the temporal, simply to say. So as of now it's that's it for this space and time. And we have some challenges in the space and time also, where uncertainty results. So we may not get uncertainty results, I mean certain results. So sometimes our prediction can be false, or predicting things may be false. So every time it should be in the correct way. It's not like that. So ఒకసారి మనం ప్రిడిక్ట్ చేసిన థింగ్స్ కూడా తప్పి ఉండొచ్చు. సో ప్రిడిక్షన్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇట్ మే బి ట్రూ ఆర్ ఫాల్స్. సో ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ విల్ నాట్ గెట్ అ గుడ్ రిజల్ట్స్, certain results. So uncertainty, and we can say sensitivity and the scalability, precision, integration, dynamic environment. These are the challenges which we face in this space and time. And one more important question which you can get in the examinations is like differences between the ontology and philosophical. So let's see what is the difference between ontology and philosophical. So you know that ontology is nothing but which defines about some concept or like about some constraints or some relation. And this ontology is also in the form of a structured form, which is hierarchical tree. Okay, it will be providing the structured vocabulary, which is a meaning, which I said before. Only the dictionary will be having different types of words where we'll be having a different meaning for the particular thing. And semantics, which is nothing but the meaning. Okay. So to say simply, we'll be organizing the knowledge within a domain. So for the particular concept, we'll be organizing the knowledge in the structured format. So this ontology is the study of philosophy. Okay, ontology is a study of philosophy. And one more point is the ontology is the context of knowledge representation. Okay, I think you understood about the ontology. Let's see what is the difference between the philosophical. So this philosophical is nothing but the metaphysics. I think you heard metaphysics somewhere. Okay, the definition, this thing. So it's a branch of metaphysics. This ontology is a branch of metaphysics. So this philosophical is nothing but the metaphysics. And this is the study of the fundamental categories and the relationship. What are the fundamental categories and the relationship between the fundamental categories? So what are these fundamental categories? Though it can be the knowledge or the existence which is real, and the languages or the values comes under this fundamental categories. And it's like a nature of existence or the being, the nature which is real, which is really existing in this world. So that is known as the philosophical. So there's a major differences between the ontology and the philosophical. It's somewhat similar. అంటే ఆంథ్రోలజీ అండ్ ఫిలాసఫికల్ చూడడానికి సిమిలర్గానే ఉంటాయి, బట్ ఇట్స్ నాట్ సిమిలర్. ఓకే, ఆంథ్రోలజీ ఇస్ ద స్టడీ ఆఫ్ ఫిలాసఫికల్, ఫిలాసఫికల్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ద మెటాఫిజిక్స్. సో టు సే సింప్లీ, so this is the differences between this both. I think that's all for this video, and thanks for watching.